Welcome to Modern Femme-ily with your host and resident lesbian, Cassie. Join her and our resident LGBTQIA plus ally, Molly, as they talk to women of all walks of life to discuss everyday matters of a woman's world. Join these lovely beauties every Friday at 8 p.m. to talk about hot topics, sensitive topics, but most of all, the real topics.
Hello, my awesome humans. Welcome to Modern Femme-ily. My name is Cassie, your host and resident lesbian. We're so glad you joined us this evening. Couple things. You can find us on all of our social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube under the same name, Modern Femme-ily. And then we're also on the WLFE-DB radio network. So you can find us on their Facebook page, their LGBTQIA friends page, because we do fall under the rainbow umbrella. So you can find us there as well. A couple quick things to get out of the way in the first few minutes. So we may look like ladies, but we are an adult show. So we may drop an F-bomb or a couple other 4-letter favorite words, just a fair warning. So now's your time to lock those kiddos in the bathroom, or my favorite, take your favorite beverage, lock yourself in the bathroom, and join us for the next hour while we chat about all things from a woman's perspective. Tonight's show is going to have another little bit of a warning. So this month we're talking about, body positivity, and that also leads into a little bit of mental health. So just a little bit of a disclaimer. Tonight we're going to be touching on that topic. So some people can be, triggered by things like that. So we definitely want to make sure everyone's aware. And also we're a women's show. Okay. So we're going to be talking about some women things tonight. Men, if you are watching, you are more than welcome. Non-binary, you are more than welcome. We accept everybody. We love everybody. But there could be some, womanly topics that we touch on. So just keep that in mind as you watch. But I'm going to go ahead and bring in my co-host, Molly. So let me bring her in to say hello.
Hello. I was going to say, when you said men, if you're watching, I'm like, you might learn some things today.
You might.
So pay
Absolutely.
attention. Like,
yeah. So, if you are new to the show, we welcome you, of course. If you've been with us, for a couple weeks or have seen shows before in the past, Molly and I have been friends for many, many years.
Yeah.
And we also work together. So I know we always joke, thank goodness it's Friday.
Yeah.
But this week was literally a week full of Mondays. And, they were marathon days. And
They were. Like, I caught myself on some conference calls, and luckily, like, they weren't important, like, that important. And I literally just sat there, and I was like, I don't remember what I was going to say. So.
I mean, that happens to me on here all the time.
Right. But, like, that doesn't happen at my job. Because, like, I'm the type of person where I know my job inside and out. Like, and I make sure that, like, the people that work below me, like, I know their job inside and out and have had to do their job before.
Exactly.
So I usually, like, I'm not kind of caught in that moment, and I just sat there, and luckily it was, like, with a really great coworker, and she was like, girl, it's okay, like, we all have those days. And I was like, this is the third day I've been like this.
Right.
So, like,
Yeah. So, like, to touch on that, I know last week, Molly and I were, rocking our bikini tops and our sports bras and, looking all cute. And this week, we're getting ready. And I went to straighten my hair. And Molly goes, girl, I'm leaving mine in a bun.
I'm putting it up.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be inappropriate if I just put on, like, my favorite oversized sweatshirt.
Yeah.
And because it's just been a long week. And in all honesty,
it's cozy.
Sometimes. Cozy. Yes.
And you can just
you can curl up in it.
Just curl up in it.
Yes, you just need to put on your favorite pair of leggings or
I
sweatpants
know. Yo, yeah.
and an oversized
Yeah.
hoodie.
Get yourself
And
some Ben and Jerry's. Just do it.
thank you.
Don't shame it because girl, you're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna get that dopamine that you need at that moment.
Thank you. I
And
mean,
you're gonna
honestly,
right.
we have Blue Bunny ice cream in the freezer. I'll probably have an ice cream cone after work or after our show. And it was funny because, okay, here's a little tidbit into my life. So
Yes.
my wife was watching something on TV that I wasn't into last night. So I went in our bedroom and I was watching something that I wanted to watch. And I schlumped my, sweatpants and sweatshirt self out here and got an ice cream cone and schlumped back into the bedroom.
Right. Yes.
And this morning, did I wear that same sweatshirt to bed? I sure did. So this morning, my wife goes, "What's that?" "Chocolate."
Mind your business is what that is.
"What's that?" "Chocolate."
Right.
"What's that over there?" "Get away from me." Okay,
Right.
look, I'm a hot mess. It's been a long week. It's Friday. Let me enjoy my friggin' ice cream.
It's so true. It's so true. And like now I can kind of say this because everybody knows my partner, my fiance, got a promotion. So we've had somebody at the house because we all work from home, but conveniently because we're all vaccinated. So we've had somebody at the house training, which is awesome.
Right.
But it's been so weird, right? Because I haven't had a person other than Charlie here every day consecutively in a row.
Yeah.
So like I don't have my so when I get really frustrated, like I clean, right? So when I'm like just like I can't look at these spreadsheets any longer, I go like dust and I mop. But like somebody's like working on my couch from my couch, so like I can't do that.
You're just like, get out. I don't care. Get out. Get
because
out.
at the end of the day, I don't have enough energy to do those tasks. Right now because like I just can't.
Well, and real quick, so Reese, my wife from the other side of the house, says, "Good evening, ladies," and then says, "The ice cream kicked your ass." It sure did. Like I feel like there was more on my shirt than I actually ate. Like,
yes.
But I think that's important and what we're going to touch on tonight. So it's body positivity and mental health go hand in hand for me.
Oh,
and,
same.
There are some days where you just got to eat the ice cream. You got to order the McDonald's or the Burger King or, whatever. Like you just have to do it because mentally you don't have the ability to cook dinner after work.
Right. And know that it's okay to be
do that
and to do that. Like it's okay.
Yep. Well, and that's the thing. Like I absolutely love my job. I love the people that I work with. I love what I do for a living. But some days it's just like I need a nap.
Right.
Because what we do is not physically exhausting. And I've so many times have heard people say, will you sit at a desk all day?
Right. Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, absolutely. Physically, I'm not tired. Physically, I'm not. But there are some days where I leave my office, my home office, and I go to my couch, and that's where I stay all night long.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it. And it's the same. And like my parents know like it's stressful, but like my dad is a very like laborious person. He's always had a manual labor type job. Had to work very hard, works very hard. That is who I got like him and my mother are who I got like my really good work ethic from.
Right.
But now I'm like I just sit at the desk, but like I manage a lot of people and it's exhausting. And sometimes like, oh, I did all this and lifted this and bleh. And I was like, okay, but like I figured out how to solve everything's and everyone's problem today.
Right, exactly. Like you're picking up the pieces of the world and moving them around. We're solving the problems.
Exactly.
Right. And one is never, more so over the other. I honestly think, they are their own beasts. because I've done physical labor jobs. Like I've worked in factories,
Oh,
stocked, shelves at a toy
same.
store. I fell off a ladder, mind you, in that said toy store.
Okay.
Yeah, that was fun.
Sounds it.
I laughed because it was funny because I missed the bottom step on the ladder and I stepped on a box that like flipped up underneath my foot. Yeah, hit my head. I was fine. But it makes it explain why I am the way I am.
Yes. I had a head injury when I was younger too. So
there we go. Boom. We just solved that world's problem, right?
There we go.
There we go.
Or our problem world. For us anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think, each are their own beast and they're equal in their own right.
Absolutely.
But, so this episode, touches on, being mentally exhausted and not so much being body positive to the point where you're like, ooh, look at me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what people think. I look cute. I love this top, which you should always feel that way because everybody is perfect.
Right.
Not everybody, but everybody is perfect.
Right.
Just the way it is. Whether you're completely happy with it or you're not completely happy with it. Everybody is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But there are just times where even the most body positive people are like, I want my big baggy sweatshirt and I want my leggings and I want my ice cream.
Right.
I want my dog and I just want to sit on the couch.
Don't want to put a face on and be positive, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And it's okay not to like your body during that period.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, Molly and I were talking. Go ahead.
I feel like you're carving like a new relationship with it during that time.
Absolutely. 110%.
Yeah.
And, Molly and I were talking when we were getting ready, and it was just one of those things where I'm like, I, don't want to do an elaborate look. I was going to straighten my hair, and she was like, girl, it's been a week. Like, just put it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and the crappy thing is like, so I don't wash my hair often. I don't wash my hair often. Like maybe once a week.
I usually wash mine
every
twice
other week.
Yeah.
But because I don't get greasy, it's not bad. Thanks to COVID, I was able to like kind of do that, and my hair got used to it. So this is like the perfect after shampoo day.
Right.
Like that period, and I'm just like, it'll do whatever I want it to do. If I curl it, it'll stay all cute. Yeah, I know. Today, like in the bun, but I think that was just because of my frustration of the week.
Yeah. No, and we said like it's okay. Like Molly, I got this saying from her, like, be in your dark and twisties. Like, and that has stuck with me forever. Like, it's okay to be there.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to not like your body and not like, your situation or something that happened that, spiraled you out. It's okay to be there. Absolutely. But I've always lived by the rule of it's okay to visit, but don't live there. And Molly and I were talking about how we dig ourselves out of, those trenches.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I know personally for me, like, I know I gave this fair warning earlier, like, so Monday, Tuesday, I was like raging out of control. Like, no idea.
Those calls with you.
Yeah.
When you were just like, I am done.
Done. I'm fucking done.
Yes.
Like, no idea why. Like, would just come out of nowhere. And I'm like, I don't understand why I'm so angry. There's no reason. Am I annoyed? Absolutely. Am I frustrated? Absolutely. Should I be this inflamed? No.
From like this small situation that happened.
Right. Like, looking back, I'm like, you're a psycho. Okay. Right. So then Wednesday, I'm communicating with people at work after work, and they're saying, it's storming really bad here. And they live probably about 20 minutes, half an hour from me. And I'm like, oh, great. There's a storm coming, and I need to get in the shower. I need to wash my hair. It is that day. I need to do it. So do all that, get out of the shower, hanging out after. I was actually watching Inside the Drag Race. Our lights went out and they came back on, or not Inside the Drag Race, good lord,
know.
Inside
I
the
was
Drag
like,
Closet.
there we
That's
go.
the second time I've done that. I'm watching Drag Race, so that must be on my
That might be it, yeah.
So I was watching Inside the Drag Closet, and this is TMI, but this is where I come to vent and talk to all of my lovely humans. Aunt Flo kicked down my door.
Yo, she came a knocking.
She knocked that bitch down, and I was like, oh.
I know. And that's when, like, you just feel, like, bloated and gross.
Yes. And I think that's part of my problem.
Not gross, because I don't want to say, like, it's not a gross thing going, like, that happening. Being on your period is not a gross thing.
No, it's
but
normal.
But you just, because you got cramps, like, you just feel not at your best.
Not sponsored, but literally a bottle of
right.
wine.
Yeah. Do not, you have, like, you got them pills that help with that, like, right within, like, arm's reach.
Yeah.
It's just,
popping them like M&Ms, because I just, and I like that you said, like, not gross, because it is natural, it's normal, but you just feel like not yourself.
Just not. Well, and it's because some have it worse than others, I want to say.
Yeah.
Everybody has different experiences.
Yes.
And mine just aren't very pleasant.
Mine either. And
they never have been either.
Mine have gotten worse as I've gotten older.
Like, mine are definitely not like the commercials that are advertised.
No.
That's not, it's,
no.
But that's not my life.
Right. But that's also why, looking back over the past week, I would be completely roid ragey.
Right.
And then would see a commercial on TV. It was like a Kleenex commercial, and I'm sobbing.
I know it.
I'm like, what is going on?
I know.
And then it happened. And I mean, me being a lesbian, I'm like, can't I just get a text message? Like,
right.
We can practice all we want, but it's never going to happen. So can't Mother Nature just be like, ding dong, you're good?
I know. Because, like, I like how in movies it's portrayed, like, it comes at, like, the first or, like, the last of the month, every month. That's not how it works for me.
Mine was a week late. So that's why I was like, what is going on?
No, you want to know something? Internal experience. Didn't tell anybody. I was, like, a couple months late. Yeah, and I was like, oh, my God. Oh, my God. No, she came. She came.
Like the freaking Kool-Aid man just burst through the wall.
Yes.
You're like, oh, knife to the abdomen. Okay.
Right.
Understood. Thanks. Yes.
But she came with some force. So bitch got her vengeance. That's for sure. For whatever my like hormonal body was doing and like fucking her shit up and
right. Well, and that's the thing, like, going back to the whole body positivity, like you said it best, like it's not gross, but I feel gross, and it's not me. Like, and people are like, "Oh, you're hormonal." I am. Like, but there are hormones rushing through my body that I didn't choose to release.
Right.
Like, I didn't eat chocolate to release. What did you say earlier? Dopamine.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not, taking supplements for, whatever. I'm not eating fruits for whatever. Like, I didn't control this part of my body.
Right.
And it is messing with everything. And my head, while not in a, super uber dark place, is not in the best place right now, because and I'll say this about myself, like, because I know it's not true and it's not how I actually feel. But there are days like, this week where I'm like, oh, I feel like such a cow.
Right.
And it's okay.
Right.
Like, it's okay to be like, I feel right in this very moment, this is what I feel like. Knowing that's what it's from. Because I'm retaining water. I'm bloated. I'm crampy and moody and just all of the above.
Right.
but it's not how I typically am.
Right.
But it's okay to visit every once in a while.
Right.
You just don't live there.
Well, and I don't want to also, like, because I feel like periods also are, like, women's superpower, right? So, like, I was reading some articles on how, like, during that time, like, that's when you want to, like, make your decisions because you're, like, the clearest you'll ever be in that month.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, if I made any big decisions this week, it probably wouldn't have been the best.
Right.
Everybody was like, Cassie's a bitch. I'm
Right.
like, well, I'm a bitch for a lot of reasons, but that's not it.
But you might have been just seeing the thing, like, super clearly, like, how people should actually see it, and you all are wrong.
Right.
And should see it like how I see it.
And then a week later, I'll be like,
yeah, I was crazy.
I'm sorry.
No, I don't want to say crazy because crazy is not good. But, like,
oh, no, I was a psycho bitch this week. Like, yep, right here. That was
right.
me. Like, and you can ask my wife, like, yelling at inanimate objects. Like, they're going to do what I want them to do.
But then there's that thing, like, because I also, like, yeah, that's okay. But then there's also that stigma. Like, I feel like there's, like, kind of that stigma where, like, we're not allowed to be that way. Like, we're not allowed to, like, lash out or, like, show any emotion but, like, niceties and, like, uppity.
Right.
Like, that's it, right? We can't show, because then we're, like, stop being an emotional bitch, right? Or stop being, like, and I'm like, no, that's not what's happening.
Right.
Like, stop it. Like, I hate that. And I've been in many situations where that's actually been said to me.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, yeah, me
calm
too.
down. Like, you're just getting emotional. And, like, first off, yeah, the hell I am, because I'm a very emotional person and invested. And that's why I'm an emotional person. Because whatever I'm, like, roiding about is because I care.
Right. Exactly.
So, fuck you for, like,
right. Exactly.
saying, like, stop being an emotion. No, yes, I'm going to, because I care that much.
Yeah.
Well, so sure, if you don't want me to be emotional, you do the job or whatever, or the gig or whatever you want to do by yourself.
Exactly. Like, and I'm not just emotional at that time of the month either.
Oh, girl.
So when someone, like, if I'm emotional about something or I'm passionate about something and I'm talking about something, people are like, oh, are you ragging it?
Isn't that...
what if that had to do with anything?
And I feel like, right, because I feel like we watch these shows and it's like, they seem so progressive, but I'm still getting a lot of questions that seem like really 1990s people.
Right.
Like,
some are even further back.
Yes. I'm like, can we stop? Like, stop asking me when I'm going to have a child.
I have 4, 3 cats and a dog.
Thank you. Like, it's not, and I know people are doing it in, like, for niceties and they, like, are excited for you. But one, you don't know my situation.
Right.
I might not want children. You know, I might not be able to have children. And you just, like, reminded me that I can't, so thank you. You know, like, just don't.
Yeah.
Just don't.
Right. Well, and, like, I know personally, like, I would love to have a family.
Right.
It's a little different for Reese and I.
Right.
However, I know it may be coming from a place of positivity and growth and love, but
just hold on.
You don't know what I'm doing. You don't know what I have planned. You don't know all the tricks I have up these sleeves.
You know, right?
I'm gonna just give me a second.
I know, and I think it's like people are just really having a hard time letting go of what they thought the American family should look like.
Yeah.
And that goes in, like, all aspects, all whatever, you know, and it's not the 2.5 with the dog and the swing in the yard anymore with the white picket fence. Like, that's not, it comes and looks, family comes and looks in all sizes. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Nope, 100%.
Let it be.
Right. Let it go.
And right.
Don't get copyrighted. Didn't sing the whole thing.
I know.
A couple comments. Alicia says, "Stunning ladies." Girl, you're always bad with that spell check.
I know.
Love you. Mean it. My mom says, "Hello, ladies." Hi, Mom.
Hello.
Reese says, so when we were talking about like, just feeling crappy about yourself, then your wife says, "I know you don't feel very good about you right now, but you're still beautiful." She does. Like,
isn't that great though? Like, and I know, granted, like privilege, whatever, blessed, hashtag blessed, whatever. Isn't it great though to have somebody in your life that can, like, when you are in those moments, that you can go to and listen. I worked for it, right? For the person I have today that I go to and that lifts me up, I waited a very, very long time. So I put in my work.
right.
And I'm so excited that I like have that, and like you as well. And I just blessed.
It's something that not everybody has.
Right, yeah.
But coming from the LGBTQIA plus side of things, there are so many people who fall under that umbrella that you have to make your own family.
Thank you. Yeah.
So, and not just to that, extent and that, family, but you make your circle. And if you don't have someone who's a partner or a spouse or whatever you call them, you have friends that I know you can go to. I have friends that I can go to and be like, "I feel like crap today. Can I just bitch about, my shoulders or my stomach, or, can we just eat ice cream and eat popcorn and watch, whatever crappy TV show and just be fat together?"
Well, and I just
absolutely.
And I just think that's amazing that, like, because I'm looking back at like my early 20s and looking at the family group that I had there and versus the family group I have now, because it's changed completely. I don't know if I've mentioned it, but like I'm from Oregon. So my early 20s family group was amazing and supportive, but they were different than they're like what I needed then. Yeah. And I still need them now. But like my group that is like in my life all the time is like really helped shape kind of the person I am today. Like I feel like they started it and then like, not that it's finished, it's never going to be finished, but like I feel like it's just added on to like I've picked up different things from them. Yeah. My group, and I've have these people in my life, and I forgot where I was going with that. What happened?
It's been a long week. We're two very hot.
And I was thinking, but like, because while you're talking, sometimes I think of what I'm gonna say, and I know you're not supposed to do that, but I get nervous sometimes, so I like pre-say what I'm gonna say in my head, and I got so lost, and I just
happens to me all the time, girl. Like all the time. On the episode with my mom and my aunt, I literally was like, I have no idea what I was gonna say.
Thank you. Okay, I was just gonna say, so yes, so it is okay to not have the effort to do things. So it took me forever to watch that episode, but I did.
Yeah.
And I watched it last Friday, actually, after our show, because I wanted to watch it, but I was like, I can't be that girl that watches all of my shows and not that show, because it was funny, right? It was so good, and you even told me about it. You said grab your tissues. I did.
Yeah.
It was so good, and but I was like watching your show, and your mom and your Andrew, you're so cute, and they're like blessing to you at the end, and the like confession of love, and like it was just great, and I loved watching it. So I just wanted to mention
that. Well, we will definitely have them on again. I would love to have them on this month, but it seems to be vacation month.
It really is, and that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Vacation is amazing.
Yes. My mom was away this week. My aunt is going away, I think, next week, and then I'm going to be away the last week of the month. So the show that Friday may be not happening. We have to assess the Wi-Fi situation where I'm going to be. because we will be camping in the middle of nowhere.
Hey, and that's okay.
Whoop. Sorry, y'all.
Yeah. And that stunned me more than anything. Because at first I was like,
what is that?
We got a tornado.
Oh, no, that was the first thing I thought, too. We got to go get in the bunker, Carol. Get in the bunker. Ugh. Well, on that note, I think that is a good place for us to take a quick little break. Molly and I are going to regroup ourselves.
Yes.
Ooh. And we will.
Girl, it's real life. It's real. This is real life.
Honestly, real life. Like, what are you gonna do?
People.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, regroup ourselves from that nice little alert we got on our phones, and we will be back shortly.
WLFE Digital Network is now on digital television. If you're into ghosts, Bigfoot, UFOs, and the creepy, then WLFE has a TV channel for you, Paranormal View. Watch all of your favorite WLFE video talk shows on one channel. Shows like Paratalk Radio, Step Into the Paranormal, Skeptical Help Bar, The Creepy Parlor, and more. Looking for something else? Do you support the LGBTQ plus community? WLFE has brought all of their LGBTQ shows like Inside the Drag Closet, Everything Yet Nothing, Across the Pond, and Rainbow Soul all into one place. A new TV channel called LGBTQ Friends. The third channel is a Variety Unlimited. Here you'll find a wide variety of talk shows you know and love, like Just Cindy, Card Pulls and Coffee, Real Talk with Dom, The Bipolar DM, Meet the Author, and Movie Review 5. The best part of watching these shows is that they're all available to watch at one location, one website, WLFE-DB.com.
You are listening to WLFE-DBRadio.com, where our shows are your shows.
Listen to the WLFE-DB podcast, available on Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Check out shows like Paratalk Radio, Inside the Drag Closet, and Step Into the Paranormal. Now, on to your favorite podcast app.
This is Dominic Santasero with Real Talk with Dom. You are listening to WLFE-DBRadio.com, where our shows are your shows.
Hey guys and dolls, this is Casey DeVille, the better half of DeVille Inc., Baltimore, Maryland. If you're ever in Baltimore, stop in and see me and Tony. Invisible Brie, 5920 Eastern Avenue, Baltimore, Maryland, 21224. Give us a call if you're in the area at 410-400-9641, or look us up on the web at DeVilleInc.com. DeVille Inc., where we specialize in you.
Oh yeah, life just got sweeter now that WLFE-DB has merchandise. Show your support by purchasing your t-shirts for WLFE, Paratalk Radio, Inside the Drag Closet, and more. But it doesn't stop there. T-shirts, coffee mugs, tanks, buttons, cloth bags, and more. Go to WLFE-DB.com. On the top bar, click on the merchandise tab and bam, there you go. You got merch. Support the shows. WLFE-DB.com. You're listening to WLFE-DB Radio. Now, back to our program.
Hello. We are back.
I don't know how grouped we are, but we're back.
Yes. So I'm going to kick off the second half with a funny comment, of course, from my other half. We were talking about, our lovely aunts coming to visit and kicking down the doors. And I said, if I could just get a text message, that'd be great. Like, I don't need anything else. I don't have any unexpected plans.
Right.
So she says, I've been trying to have a kid. If I succeed, we're going to be rich.
Yo, for real.
Sure are. Yes, yes, yes.
Right.
Woohoo! No, just kidding. Just kidding. But before we came on, when we were getting ready, Molly asked me to remind her of something, and I'm going to remind you before I forget.
Oh yeah, thank you, because I totally forgot.
About, I believe you said they're what if statements.
Yeah, because in front of the show, listen, before the show, we kind of like pregame because this isn't a scripted show.
No.
We have topics we want to talk about, and then we just dig in and we talk about it. And we kind of like pregame sometimes before the show, kind of get us like warmed up, and we really got into like some deep topics, and they were really cool. And we were kind of on the topic of like coping mechanisms and like kind of like re-triggering your brain to get out. Oh yeah, because I asked, when you're in those dark places, sometimes it's really hard to get out, and it's not that easy just to like not live there anymore.
Right.
Sometimes you have to intervene with, help, and getting to that point and knowing that you need it is really brave.
Absolutely.
And is really awesome, because I was at that point like this time last year, right? I was struggling, and of course I didn't tell anybody. I'm sure people knew, because it's not like I held my stuff together very well. But yeah, no, I was really, really struggling, and I struggled throughout the holidays, and it got to the point where like, because I wanted to beat it myself, right? Because I was literally living there, and I realized, I woke up one morning and I was like, I need something. I need help.
Right.
Because I can't do this.
Well, and to
yeah.
get to yourself to that point of, I can't do this on my own. I need someone to help me, because that's not where you wanted to live anymore. You didn't want to be there.
No, because I knew it wasn't myself, and like I'm kind of working through some stuff, kind of finding out who I am, but I definitely like I kind of know who I am, like, but I wasn't, I don't know,
you weren't the you that you thought you should be, or that you think you should be.
I don't know, I just wasn't good. I'll just say this, I just wasn't good. And
honestly, so last year with the bitch of COVID,
yeah,
I think a lot of people, because we were so isolated, and
I have a train and I don't have a Charlie here.
And Maylee's gonna lose her shit. Real life, people. Real life.
Tell ya.
But I think a lot of people got to that last year. You're not the only one that I've heard, friend, family, who have said, like, I sought out help, and, not just because of COVID, but because I didn't feel like I was myself. There were things that I needed to work on that I couldn't do on my own.
Yeah, I try to explain it to people in this way. So like, I built up a lot of like support systems around me in my life, in every scenario I lived and worked in, right? And then going into COVID, they were stripped away drastically.
Right.
And we had to figure out how to like replace them remotely and like away from people. And I say I'm an introvert, but like I also cope with things by doing things, by like going out with friends and surrounding myself with friends. So tearing that away was really hard, because not only did you tear my like work family away from me and my work support, but then like I didn't have that social aspect either to like go into. And I'm like,
you're literally left with you and your thoughts.
Yeah. And I was like, I think I got some stuff to work on. Like, I got some stuff, and that was hard. And I did not think we were going to go here this quickly.
Well, we can definitely, go back to your what if statements.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my goodness. See, this is why like I go into rabbit trails so hard. But so then yeah, TikTok, you know, we say it all the time, changed my life. I would like it made me think about things differently. So in my inner dialogue, it was always like, I can't do this because of X, Y, and Z. I can't do this, blah, blah, blah. But then somebody posted something and was like, we'll use what if affirmations. So what if I can do this?
Yeah.
You know, and just can repeat that over and over. And then like in the brain science neuro, like then your neural pathways aren't forming going the same way, they're changing.
Right.
So they start to process things differently.
Well, and you know that
get out of that headspace and that dark place.
We were talking earlier, like for me, if I find myself in that dark place and I just, you know, don't have the mental capacity to do, you know, what I'm required to do in my home, you know, after work.
Yeah.
I can lay on the couch for 3 days, like just after work and not do anything. But then there comes a point, you know, mentally where I say, okay, you need to get up and do something. You need to, you know, clean up the takeout boxes because you didn't have the energy to cook dinner all week.
Right.
You need to play with the dog. You need to think about, you know, how good, you know, things are in my life, and I focus on those parts.
Yeah.
And that's how I slowly dig my way out of those dark, twisty places.
Right.
You know, and sometimes it's easier, sometimes it's harder. But for me, focusing on those positives and all the good things I have in my life, that helps me refocus my energy. And I'm like, okay, you're just having a moment. It's okay. You're entitled to them. But let's get out of there.
Right.
You know, it's getting serious. So let's pull ourselves out of there. And for some people, you know, it's easier. Some people it's harder. Some people, you know, will spend years and years and years and years and years and years there. And, you know, earlier we were talking, I said some of the happiest, bubbliest, you know, outgoing people I know or have known are the most depressed and, you know, having, you know, mental issues, and it's hard, you know.
Well, and finding out, like for me, finding out how severe they actually were in my 30s was really tough. Because I was that person that had to get intervened. I see a therapist and I take medication. Yeah. And it helps so very much.
And there's
so girl shines like this every day. You know.
Well, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You know, like there are just some things that we as humans, we can't do on our own.
No.
You know, so there is absolutely nothing wrong with seeking help and, you know, having someone else help you figure out what's going on so you can be your true, honest, happy self and live your life to its fullest. And you should never be ashamed of that. Never.
Well, and let's just like, there's always a different way of looking at things, right? We have such a huge world and different cultures and different experiences, and that changes you and changes your life. So like, get out there, right? When you are in those dark, twisty places. And I know it's really hard, girl, believe me. Like I've been there, but like you said, sometimes you just have to get up, you have to go.
Yeah.
And I've been there. I've had those trips where I've had to just pick myself up because literally I was doing it for my partner. Otherwise, I would not have went because I just didn't want to or felt like I had emotional capacity to do it.
But you saw something that was great in your life and you wanted it to continue to be great in your life. And you said, okay, you know what? I'm not going to be the reason that all of this goes to hell. Right. I'm going to do what's right for me and what's right for him. And we're going to make this work because I want to be the best that I can be for what I have.
Well, and I also wanted to like give him like something, right? And not like something, but like, because he's gone through some stuff with me, right? And stuck through it. And like, really looking forward to this trip or whatever. Like, for one weekend, you can like go back and put your face on and fake it till you make it, because he has been there for you. So now it's time for you for a gosh darn minute. Just be there for them,
Right.
you know? And it's like, it's because for a second, you just don't have to deal with your stuff.
Yeah.
In
Well,
a somewhat healthy way, because had a great time. I always do end up having the best of times, and I'm with great people.
right.
So that's how I survive.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you know, we talked earlier, we all have, you know, great support systems, whether you realize it or you don't.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have a support system, you do now, because we're here every
Absolutely.
Friday
Yes.
at 8 p.m.
Listen, and I might not know what you've gone through, but I can listen and I will learn and like help you figure it out.
Exactly.
We are gonna try together.
Yeah, we'll figure it out together. Like, you know, and whether it be, you know, mental health, things that are happening in your life that you need help with, body positivity, you've got the lesbian version, you've got the straight girl version, like you've got it all. You know, so we're your family now. You know, like my mom and my aunt said, they're your, you know, mom and aunt if your family disowns you. You know, we're your family now. We've been through so many different things individually and then so many things together.
Yeah, I know.
We got this. Like, come on.
I know.
We got you.
I know. Well, and I think that's what's so great, and like what my travels, I moved across country and like lived, but you know, I've traveled a lot too, but that's what has really taught me moving, you know, and uprooting my life and my existence and going to somewhere completely different is I was able to build it again.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it was great. It took a while. It did. It was tough, but it was worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're glad you're here. But yeah, so I mean, this episode kind of took a mental health turn.
Super did.
But that's okay. You know, like for me, body positivity and mental health literally go hand in hand.
Well, they're absolutely, definitely for me as well.
Because as you can see, like this week I'm mentally exhausted and I don't feel the greatest about myself.
No.
But I know next week, I mean, hell, it could be tomorrow. I could wake up and be like, I feel like $1 billion. I'm going to put on a cute shirt and some shorts and go do yard work.
Put on your Daisy Dukes. I was going to say, do you do yard work? No, I didn't think so. I did not think so.
I have great expectations for my house, and like I have it all planned out. We went shopping for stuff. We planned everything out, and then my motivation and my give a fuck broke.
I get it. Yeah. I get it. Yeah. Yeah, the fuck it bucket had some room in it.
So, chuck that right in there. No. Right.
However, so speaking of you're like getting all cute next week, I do want to say I have purchased some clothes for the shoot because I think we're gonna do a shoot. I've upgraded.
I want to. Yeah, I think we should. Yeah.
We're gonna do a shoot, and I got some really cute sports bras.
Whoop whoop!
And excited. A cute dress.
Nice.
Yeah, they're like vibrant colors. They have some like designs on the back. Your girl got fancy.
Nice. Looks like I'm going to go shopping. Sorry, honey.
I got Iggy fancy, not Reba fancy. Look it up if you don't get it.
Right. Well, let's see how people are confused by that one.
I know.
Real quick before we go into how we end our show, I have a couple comments that I want to pop up. So we have a new viewer. Let's see if you notice the name.
I'm so bad.
Look at the first name.
Arla Hunt. See, you put me on.
Put you on blast.
I
That
know.
would be my Aunt Arla, where we got ready at her house. Yes. So hello, Aunt Arla. Thank you for watching us.
Hello.
Thank you for joining. And then Reese had a really good point. She said, you have to acknowledge that you need help before you can seek it. It took me many years of therapy to even admit I had issues.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's so true, because I personally, I don't want to say I'm a fixer, but I've always been the kind of person that people come to me and they feel easy enough, or not the word I'm looking for. They feel comfortable opening up to me because I'm easy to talk to. I used to be. I'm married now.
That doesn't mean you're not easy for your wife, girl.
I mean, isn't that supposed to be a thing? Like, that's supposed to be there.
Right.
But yeah, like and this is since I was, an early teenager. I had a lot of people open up to me about everything.
Right.
And, I've given advice and I've offered direction and I've offered, phone numbers of places they can seek help, and they just don't take it. And I've had to teach myself that that's not on me.
Yeah.
I can't force somebody to get help if they don't want help. And I can't force them to listen to my suggestion.
Yeah.
Even if they sought me out, I can't force you to get help, and I can't force you to change the way you see things. And I can just show you how I lead my life.
Yeah.
And we can go there. But, unfortunately, like Reese said, if you're not ready to seek help, you're not going to. And even if you do, it's not going to help.
Right.
You're going to be resistant.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
yeah. It's tough stuff.
Definitely tough. But it is, unfortunately, that time of night, and we always seem to run over at the end of the show.
I know.
But here on Modern Femme-ily, for those who are new, we always end the show on a positive note, because there's so much bad, negative shit in the world that we don't want to add to that. So we want to, give thanks or give a shout out to somebody who's helped us or touched our lives in the week, or something that we're proud of for ourselves. Sometimes you just have to be selfish. Self-love is love. You have to give yourself props. And that's how we end our show. It's just what we do. So, Molly, I'm going to go ahead and let you kick it off tonight.
Every night you say that.
Every night, I know.
Are you going to ever take one?
Maybe.
Jiminy Christmas. Okay.
I'd like to let you go first. Sharing is caring, right?
Is that what that is?
Sure.
Is that
My mom taught me how to share.
Is that okay? So yes. So we're talking about things. Okay, so the theme, I guess, was this like body positivity through a really tough week of mental health. So yeah, it really was a tough week, and I've been procrastinating in my real life. And I get married in September, and I have not sent out, nor have I ordered some of my invitations.
I mean, I know when I'm going to be there, so.
Right. Yeah. So I ordered them.
Oh, you did?
I did. And
nice.
I actually called my mother and got addresses and did the thing you were supposed to do. I did that this week.
Nice.
And I called the venue, and I'm calling the DJ on Sunday. So
nice.
I'm getting stuff done that should have been done a few weeks ago, but I just couldn't.
Well, as someone who has been there, I totally understand.
Because it's a lot of effort and a lot of brain power that I just didn't have. But I do now. Because I'm like I said, we're on the upswing of my darkies. So we're good.
Exactly. Yeah. You're crawling out and you're adulting the way you should.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
how you should, but close to it.
right.
Your turn. Otherwise, we'll continue to talk about this topic forever because that's what we do.
What we do. No, so this week, like we talked, has been very exhausting mentally.
Yeah.
To the point where I too avoided adulting. I mean, as everyone saw, I didn't actually create the broadcast for the show until yesterday.
I know.
I had all intents purposes of doing it Monday and Tuesday, and it just didn't happen. And
we're allowed those weeks.
Right. And every once in a while, like, I love being on social media to a point where like I interact with my friends and I I get sucked into TikTok black holes. But this week I just couldn't do it. I just didn't have it in me to do it.
No.
But, we're getting ready today and we're talking and I'm just like, I'm tired. And I think that's part of my problem, because for anyone who knows me knows I don't sleep very well. I never have. Then I have a 70-pound, lap warmer that thinks he needs to sleep on top of me at night.
So much fun.
Yeah. Love him, but he's a shithead. So he doesn't allow me to sleep very often. And, just not sleeping well and having the exhausting week, the more Molly and I talked tonight, and I didn't say anything earlier because I wanted to keep this as kind of a, surprise, but I'm super thankful for this show. Like, and I'm super thankful, and I'm probably going to cry because, I'm emotional.
I told you I got my tissues.
It's just, it's an hour every week where we just get to talk about whatever we decide to talk about. It's our show.
Yeah.
And, this week has been hard. Yeah. And it was nice to decompress and get ready and then come on here and talk to everybody here and interact. And it's a blessing. It really is. Even though the whole time we're getting ready, I'm just like, I really don't want. I want to eat ice cream on the couch and I want to watch TV.
Well, and there's still there's still effort, right, in this show, right? In the sense that like we want to make sure that we're entertaining and we're fun, so you still have to be kind of on in the sense.
Right.
And for me and my like insecurities, I always have to be on. So I just did not want to be like on today, right?
My off button has been switched since 3 p.m.
Yes. And like you hit it on the head, like the nail on the head. Yes. Like this isn't because I've always wanted to journal, but I don't have the follow through to do so.
I'll start and then 4 days later.
Yes. But this is like been perfect. It's been fun. I've been able to say what I've wanted to say with great people and girl, you're so great.
It's no matter how shitty the week has been, it's always nice to come on here, spend an hour with everyone who's watching, interacting, and with you, and just have a good break for an hour where we just girl talk.
Yes.
And, have a good time.
I know.
Regardless. So, yeah, I just want to say that I'm thankful for the show and everyone involved.
Oh, also, happy birthday to Charlie. His birthday is on Sunday. So he's on a surprise birthday trip. So I got the house to myself.
Right. Real quick before we say goodnight, we have a comment from a very, very good friend of mine. We were talking about TikTok. She is new to TikTok.
Oh, is that?
And does not have any videos posted yet, but Miss Amethyst Diamond, I'll be expecting your videos.
Amethyst Diamond, if you post, I'll post.
Oh, the gauntlet's been thrown. There we go. All right, Amy, let's see if you're up for the challenge. All right, everybody. But it is that time of night where we have to say goodnight. But we will see you next week, 8 p.m. Central or Eastern Standard Time. Sorry, I'm doing things in Central Time at work. Right, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But we will see everybody next week.
Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Look at her
Same
throwing
thing
it out there
as
one more
Modern
time.
Family.
Bye, everybody.